Whether you like things a little bit spicy or maybe extremely spicy, hot sauce powder might be a fun ingredient for you to try.
And today on WTF, we're going to show you how to make a Nashville hot chicken and an edible alcoholic Bloody Mary bite. Hello and welcome to WTF, where we transform food here in the Modernist Pantry Test Kitchen. I'm Chef Scott Garin.
And I'm Janie Wang, one of the owners of Modernist Pantry. And here on WTF, every week we cover really unique ingredients, techniques, Scott does cool demos, and then hopefully you'll get inspired to do something new and fun in your kitchen. So remember to subscribe and ring the bell and you'll get notified of our content. It comes out on Tuesdays. And this week we're going to be talking about hot sauce powder, which I think is really fun because it's something that you don't come across a lot, but everyone knows hot sauce. So we're excited to cover what exactly it is, how's it different from the other spicy powders, and we have a few really fun demos scheduled for you, one of which is a cocktail, so definitely stick around. Now, Scott, why don't we maybe start off with, hot sauce powder and how it's made?
Sure, so hot sauce powder is different that it's not a spray-dried product, but it has all the flavors of like a hot sauce. So there's that the spiciness that comes from like a cayenne pepper. It also has the distilled vinegar flavor, which you would get in a hot sauce, but you don't get in something like a cayenne pepper, or you don't get inside of a chili powder, and then a little bit of salt.
Yeah, and when you first used hot sauce powder, you were maybe comparing against a cayenne pepper and a chili powder. What did you think, about how it's different from them, or like I guess more for the home viewer, why should they bother caring about hot sauce powder?
Well, whenever you're using just straight up, let's just say cayenne pepper that you get at the store, you're never going to get that fermenty flavor. You're never going to get that acidity that you would get from distilled vinegar. So when you're using a hot sauce powder like this, you're going to get all that, and it's going to kind of bring up whatever it is that you're using. So you can replace all your cayenne pepper with some of this hot sauce powder and get so much more out of it.
Yeah, and it's really nice because we are able to source it from we can't mention the name, but the most well-known hot sauce brand in the world. Yeah,
and it smells just like it, tastes just like it. It's just in a powder. And one thing that people are not going to realize is that you can't reconstitute this.
Okay.
So you're not going to be able to put this into water and then reconstitute it. So it's not something like that, but you can add all the flavor of hot sauce to whatever it is you're making.
Yeah, and I know that you definitely have a few different recipes that you want to share today, but if someone at home wants to put it into their recipes, would you recommend they just sub it in for cayenne? Like where could they add this to give that extra flavor?
So it is hot sauce, so it's going to be one of those things that if you are already adding cayenne to a recipe, I would suggest probably just one for one, replace it. But if you're making something new, it's going to be a two-taste kind of ingredient. So similar to salt, if you like something very spicy and your family doesn't, so maybe you're going to have to gauge it that way. So it would be used just as any other spice, but just know that there is an acidity to it, so that it does have that kind of sour, fermenty flavor that you would get with hot sauce. So that's an added benefit.
Yeah, and so why don't we jump into the demo, because I'm very excited about today's demos.
So we wanted to kind of update one of our older recipes. We have a Bloody Mary bite that we had made maybe like 2 years ago, and we really like it, but we kind of wanted to make it a little bit better and add this hot sauce powder to it. So originally it had cayenne, but it wasn't, it was just spicy, but we wanted to add that extra acidity. So what we did is we start off with a Bloody Mary fluid gel. So this is a Bloody Mary mix that we made, and it's going to be just like a Bloody Mary that you have, but what we did is we added Agar to it. And when we added the Agar, we took it off the burner after it was heated, then we added in the vodka once it came down in temperature a little bit. We cooled it completely, and when you cool it, after the Agar is activated, it turns into a thick gel. Then we take that thick gel and we blend it up. So what we made here is a fluid gel, and we're going to cover fluid gels, I believe, in a few weeks. We were talking about it. We haven't really covered fluid gels, and there's a lot more to it. So stick around in the coming weeks and hit that bell so you get notified when we come out with new content.
Nice plug, Scott.
Yeah, you like that? I worked myself right into it. But yeah, so a fluid gel is something in the most basic form. When it is stationary, it is solid, and once it gets pressure applied, it turns into a fluid. So I'm going to put this right inside of our piece of celery. Right, and then we have a few different things. So all kind of the accompaniments of a Bloody Mary. So why not add a little bit of bacon, right? Because Bloody Mary is a nice savory cocktail, so we have that bacon here. And then we have some of our flavor pearls. So this is the shallot and vinegar flavor pearls that we have. And if you wanted to make your own shallot flavor pearls, you absolutely could. We have a recipe for that on the blog. So some of the shallot flavor pearls. Then I'm just going to add some of the celery leaves. Nice free garnish that comes with the celery when you buy it. And then our hot sauce powder. That can go right on top. And a little bit on the plate for visual aid. Perfect. And it's really simple, then we just make a bunch of them. You can leave them out, and they're going to be great for cocktail parties and things like that. Someone can come up, and they can have a nice little kind of edible cocktail.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's always fun when we make edible cocktails, because people are always like, whoa, like no one will believe that you did it or how you did it, so it's always super fun. Yeah,
it's one of those things that kind of wows your friends, and who doesn't like an edible cocktail? So.
Yeah, and if you do want to learn more about Agar, which is an amazing ingredient in and of itself, the link will be in the description below to our Agar episode, so you know it can do a lot more than fluid gels. Super fun, check it out.
Yeah.
So
we have some other things that we did. So one recipe that I really like is kind of a Nashville hot chicken, but with Nashville hot chicken you don't get any acidity. It's a fat-based hot sauce, so it's just butter, some canola oil, and then all of the spices. And those spices definitely need a little bit of acidity to kind of bring them up, bring them out, and kind of cut through that the heaviness of the fat. Mm-hmm. And we found that the hot sauce powder worked really well. So as you can see, I'm just going to mix this up here. You can see all that hot sauce powder in there. Now there are varying degrees, because if you try to make a Nashville hot chicken with just the hot sauce powder, it is going to be very spicy. So if you want it mild, you do about 10 grams of the hot sauce powder. Medium and hot, this is all going to be on the recipe on the blog.
Yep.
But if you want to go even higher than that, you can just do 100% of the hot sauce powder if you're one of those people who enjoys the pain of a Nashville hot chicken. So we have our fried chicken recipe here, our southern fried chicken. This has EverCrisp. EverCrisp is a great ingredient that allows fried chicken to stay crispier for much, much longer. As you can hear, this was done before we started filming, about 10-20 minutes before we started filming here at this point now, and you can see it's just still super crispy, and it's going to hold on to this sauce. And one of the best parts of this sauce is that it's not water-based, so it's not going to make anything soggy that you put it on. So I'm just going to pour some of this right over the top.
Ooh.
Yes. And if you look over near Janie, there's a giant mass of chicken. So we had an extra chicken, so we decided to make an entire crispy fried.
I didn't realize this is one whole
Yes,
chicken.
that is a whole spatchcock chicken that we opened up and we fried the entire thing. So I'm just going to show you here. Just toss it. If you see that you need a little bit more, there's no shame. Add a little bit more. Cover up all those little bits. Usually you would mix this up and you can dunk it, but it's totally fine to pour it over. And as you can see how great this looks. Completely coats the outside. And you get that nice acidity, that kind of bite from the hot sauce powder.
Yeah, and then so if you don't want fried chicken, you can definitely make this sauce and put it all over like all kinds of other things too.
Yeah,
right?
I've been putting it on a lot of different things just because it is a fat-based sauce, so it's not going to make anything soggy. So we have this here, nice beautiful pieces of chicken. And it's really simple to do. Oh, I'm just going to garnish it. So you need something to garnish it with. So we have some julienne fermented pickles here, or fermented cucumber, and then also some vinegar cherry peppers. So if you do like it really spicy, you get a little bit of extra spice from the vinegar cherry peppers there, and just a little bit of a different kind of take on it. Usually you would put sliced white bread under it, but that's just really kind of like a blanket to pick up all that extra sauce. You don't even need it.
Right.
It's one of those things. We don't need it, but this holds on really well. Has that nice acidity of a here, if you want to try it, Janie.
I will. So, all right, which is this medium?
This is medium.
Okay.
I didn't go hot. If you probably take that bottom one right there.
Because we did try them, and I was able to go up to medium. I was not able to
medium
venture into hot.
It's still spicy,
into
but
super spicy territory.
Yeah, the hot version of it is very hot.
It's super good. It is spicy, but it's not like kill you spicy.
No, and it's still very crispy because of that EverCrisp in there. We do have a whole episode on EverCrisp. So if you want to check that out, we all know. Links in the description below. Watch those episodes and learn about those.
Oh,
too.
it's burning my mouth now. Woo, okay.
You can do this.
I know. I can finish up this episode. So hot sauce powder, it's a super fun ingredient. Use it in place of cayenne. Should they use it in place of chili powder? Or no?
Yeah, you can use it in place of chili powder. Just know that chili powder doesn't really have too much spice, unless it's like a specific chili powder from a specific chili. But if it's just like the base chili powder that you would find in the grocery store that has no spice, this has much more spice. So I would just gauge it and try and figure out where you're going to use it and how much.
It does. This is a lot spicier than the one I tried before. Ooh, I'm like sweating now. Okay. Well, anyway, you can get all the recipes in the description below. And as always, leave your comments, leave your questions. We do like hearing from you. And definitely give it a shot. And these little Bloody Mary bites hurt too. But I'm not going to taste any now because now my mouth is just burning. So from here in the Modernist Pantry Test Kitchen, I'm Janie Wang.
And I'm Scott Guerin. Thank you so much for watching. And if you haven't already, like, comment, and subscribe. And hit that bell so you get notified when we drop a new video.
To get today's recipes and all of our recipes, remember to go to blog.modernistpantry.com where you get recipes, ask a chefs, tips and tricks, and more.
And if you haven't already, tell a friend so they know what's going on here at WTF.
And as always, to get any of the ingredients you saw today, you can go to modernistpantry.com to shop.
And until next time, we'll be here in the test kitchen helping you create memorable and magical experiences.